And this reason, ladies and gentlemen, is why I don't get involved in one, dating, or two, drama. Because one little flap of a butterfly's wing or one stone unturned is just going to send all sorts of stuff just unraveling, just going down and down and down and down and down. So that's why I don't engage in that, because once you start going down that slippery slope, it's just just did straight downhill from there. And it'll probably be very hard to try and get back up, I assume, anyway. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strong from QuickTime Reactions, and yes, you might not have thought that I would be covering this movie on the channel, but I am, and boy, am I happy that I did. I am, of course, talking about Regretting You. This is a movie that stars McKennagrace, masonthames, Allison Williams, davefranco, Will Fitzgerald, as well as Scott Eastwood, I think that's his last name, as well as a whole host of others as well. And this tells the story of two couples that met in high school, actually, and would go on to date for a really long time. One actually got married and had a kid. The other is about to get married and also has a kid as well. So things appear on the up and up for everybody. However, on one particular day, there is a car crash that happens, and it ends up killing the husband of one couple and the wife of the other couple. Now, with basically two broken families, how on earth will they reconcile? And how does the daughter, Claire, how does she react to all this? Well, she starts seeing a boy, and things start to escalate pretty quickly from there forward. So this movie is actually based off of a book by the same name, written by Collenhoover, who actually, now that I'm remembering, she is, I think, not attached, but also kind of helped out with Reminders of You. I believe that is the movie name, which I reacted to that trailer. It's already up on the channel, so you can go check out my reaction for that. But yeah, a lot of her books are being turned into movie adaptations, which I think is pretty cool. Screenplay was written by Susan McMartin, and Josh Boone was the guy tasked with directing this. And before even going to watch the movie, I wanted to see what other people's reactions were to this movie. And when I got my seat and I looked at Rotten Tomatoes, the movie had a 31% critic rating, and the audience scores hadn't been posted yet. So I was literally going into this no expectations, absolutely none. And man, I have to be honest. This is probably like the most fun I've ever had watching a movie in a theater in quite some time. Like, this was an absolute blast. Now, let me clarify this. Is this a good movie? Kind of. It depends on where you are. If you go into it like me, not expecting anything, and just wanting to have a good time with, the lunacy of it all, then yes, you are going to have uh, an awesome time with this. If you are someone who read the book, and is expecting something similar to happen in the book, then you might be slightly disappointed. But, you know, if you're wanting, this guy's, 2 cents that aren't going to make a dent in the jar, I had a fun time with it because, and I'm going to make this an analogy here. You take a certain food group, and, all food is good for you in moderation. Like, for instance, cheese. Like, cheese can be good for you in moderation. But, too much of a good thing ends up being a bad thing. And too much cheese for some people, in whether it be in their food or in movies, they can't handle all the cheese. But as you can see, I am not what you call, a specimen of health. So I don't mind a little extra cheese, whether it be in food or in movies. Excuse me. And this movie has all of the delicious cheese that I look for in these types of movies. Like, whenever I think of like a typical romance or like family drama movie, like this is it. Like, this is the type of stuff that I'm looking for. One that I can just like turn on and laugh at because of the absurdity. Now, let me just get this out of the way. Like, the core 4 performances in this of mckennagrace, masonthames, davefranco, and Allison Williams, they're great in this. Like, they are working their butts off with what they are given, and I think they do an absolutely awesome job in this movie, especially mckennagrace, where she has to go through a very wide range of emotions throughout this movie. And I think she does that pretty well. Her and masonthames' chemistry, also really, really good as well. davefranco and Allison Williams' characters in this. I also think they have a really good chemistry as well. And I also want to compliment the soundtrack in this, which was done by Nathaniel Walcott. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. I thought the soundtrack for this was also really good as well. Cinematography done by, I think I'm remembering this correctly, Tim Orr, was also very solid as well. And the direction I also thought was really solid as well. It's just whether you buy on into the story and all of the twists and turns that happen in it, you're either going to be on board with this or you're just going to reject it immediately. And with, the story, I wholeheartedly accepted this with all of the cheese, like I said, attached to it, because my God, does some pretty insane stuff happen in this movie. Like, there are twists and turns. Like, I knew some twists because they, talked about them in the trailer, but there's one twist in this that they reveal pretty early on, that was absolutely insane. And then, of course, that cascades through the rest of the film into just this big downward spiral for, everybody that's involved in this. Excuse me. But yeah, I absolutely had a fun time with this movie and all of its cheesy goodness. Like I said before, I thought the direction was solid. Cast did a really awesome job in this. Cinematography was also solid. Score was really, really good. It's just whether or not you buy into that story will depend on your enjoyment of this. But if you are looking for a good time at the movies, um, then if you're willing to just sit back and just just eat in all that cheese from that story, then I think this will be the movie for you. It certainly was for me because I had a ball watching this movie. But that is just my opinion. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you have read the book, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because my assumption is that you're going to be vehemently against this movie in every single way. But hey ho, there may be some book readers that might actually enjoy this movie. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, book readers and non-book readers alike. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Be safe out there, and remember, if you are going to the movies, I would make sure that you might have an inside man on the job, because apparently, if you have an inside man, working at a theater, you can just get in for free. So make sure that if you do go to the movies, you do have an inside man that can get you like free tickets. That's all I'm saying. And I will catch you guys next time.